Hey everybody, for Chincoteague, it's all about foes, fritters, and fun. It is showtime.
Well, here we are. It has been a week of rest for our pony pals on Chincoteague following the wildly successful pony swim, pony penning, pony carnival, and the pony auction.
Combine all of it and what you have is quite a boost for the town of Chincoteague. And we are happy to have Public Relations Officer with the Chincoteague Volunteer Fire Company, Denise Bowden, with us today. Denise, so nice to have you. Yeah, it's over.
It's over.
Have you gotten any sleep? Have you caught up on your sleep?
You know, I talk to just about all the guys and girls in the fire company just about every day on one level or another, and we're all still kind of, yeah, I think we got a few hours sleep, but you know, we're getting there.
Yeah.
We're getting there. You know, it's not only just the physical part of it, it's the mental and emotional part too.
Sure.
That you kind of just gotta, you know, take a deep breath.
How is it after being offline 2 years?
Better than we could have ever hoped for or expected.
Really?
The crowds were just amazing. They didn't miss a beat. They showed up, they participated, they spent money, they supported us, they told us how much they loved us and how happy that they were that we were back. And already people are making plans for next year.
That's incredible.
Awesome.
We're going to get to that in a few moments, but I want to point out they did spend money. This was actually a record-breaking year.
It was. Overall, money-wise, it wasn't, but for the buyback, and some people aren't familiar with the buyback, that's where we keep back about 10 foals every year to help replenish the herd. $32,000 for one buyback.
Oh my goodness.
And then we had another one for $30,000. Never in my life. You know, I looked at some of the guys that, you know, that are been back there with me, you know, for 30 plus years or so, and we're looking at each other going, you know, who would have ever thought? But this is where we are with these ponies now. Marguerite Henry, Maureen BB, Paul BB, Grandpa, they would have never, ever in a million years thought that we would be where we are today with ponies.
Yeah, that is terrific. Okay, so time of accountability. What happens with the money?
It all goes right back into the fire company. Our citizens do not pay a fire tax. So the money that we raise through our carnival and auction goes to help pay for $1 million fire trucks, $300,000 ambulances. It also goes to help fund 8 scholarships for high school seniors at Chincoteague High. Plus vet bills run somewhere around $45,000 a year. So
To take care of the horses.
Take care of the horses. So every bit of the money that comes into the Chincoteague Volunteer Fire Company in one way or another gets funneled right out through the community.
You know, Denise, you said this is who we are, this is what we do, this is what we love sharing it with you. All of the events of the past week hold a special place in the hearts of people on Chincoteague, don't they?
You better believe it. For down home, what I call down home true born Chincoteaguers, it's homecoming week. You see faces you've not seen for a year, people that have moved away and things like that. Everybody comes home for pony penning.
Yeah.
Everybody comes home. And to see everybody's faces around the carnival ground, it fills my heart with so much love and pride to see all that, because this is what I call your Americana small town feel with everything, because you're not going to find this the way we do it anywhere else in the whole wide world. You know, where are you going to find ponies that contribute to so much to the economy and so much to an area, and then have it combined with a carnival that everybody can come to and enjoy?
Yeah.
It's nowhere else.
All right, we're running out of time here real quick, but I got to ask you, tell us about those Saltwater cowboys.
They're my boys.
Yeah?
I love them. I love them dearly. Probably some of the hardest working people you've ever seen in your life. You know, I can go on little sleep through that week. They go on even less. They're up at 4 o'clock in the morning, going out doing roundups. Then they're back to the corral with the vet, doing things back and forth. They'll go home and catch a couple hours sleep. They're back to the carnival working. Then they're up the next morning, you know, to do whatever we have to do. But we wouldn't have it any other way.
That's awesome.
We love it. What else are we going to do?
There you go.
Well, we're going to press pause, and up next we'll get an update on those ponies and pick Denise's brain about what's happening next year. Take a look at that. You can see the love and admiration in Denise's face here as she stands next to Loretta Lynn.
Now, we are talking with Denise Bowden of the Chincoteague Volunteer Fire Company. So Loretta is a little bit special to you.
You better believe it. Two of my favorite entertainers in the whole wide world are Elvis Presley and Loretta Lynn.
Okay.
And I make no bones about it. Several years ago, not several years ago, I want to say it was 2018, 2019, there was an all-black pony born over on the beach, and it was a little boy, and I named him Elvis Presley. And so the people that ended up buying him took him back to Ohio, and they kept his name Elvis, so that's what he's called. So we had this all-black foal born over there a few weeks ago, and as soon as I spotted her, I said, "That's my Loretta Lynn." And when I got up to talk that morning in front of the auction crowd, I said, "Look, you know, this pony's a buyback, and I'm not sure what her buyback donor is going to name her, but she's always going to be Loretta Lynn to me." And so I asked the guys if it was okay if I could carry her out into the auction ring this year. And I've never had any trouble at all picking up a foal and taking it out or anything. She was the most feisty little thing I have ever put my arms around. You know, just kicking and you know, just giving you old stink eye and like, you know, what are you doing here? But after I got out there with her, I just leaned down on her and I was rubbing on her. I was like, okay, be good, be good, be good. You know, got a lot of people here watching us. But she's just beautiful.
Oh my.
I mean, beautiful. And I'm thankful. She's gonna go back to Chincoteague and live out the rest of her life over there. So I'll get to see her grow up.
Oh, that's awesome.
Over
That's
there, yeah.
wonderful. So 63 ponies were auctioned off last week. The rest of them made the swim back. So what happens to them?
They go back, and this fall, the ones that were too young to be weaned from their mom just yet, we'll do our fall roundup the end of September, first part of October, and then they'll come back. The fall pickups will go, and then the buybacks will stay with us over to the carnival grounds over the winter just to get some extra nutrients and supplements and things like that, and then we'll release them back in the spring, and they go back and live out their life just like they've been doing for 400 plus years.
You know, you mentioned the money that you spend on the ponies. These guys are really well taken care of.
You better believe it. They get their Eastern and Western encephalitis vaccine, pitheosis vaccine, rabies shot, they get blood work, they get their teeth checked, their hooves checked, you know, you name it. They are wild ponies, but they do get care, you know, outside of saving lives and property, because of course that is our #1 priority. But outside of saving lives and property, those ponies are our priority. We all genuinely care and love these ponies as if they were our own. It's what we do.
Yeah.
You know.
So all eyes are on next year, the 98th annual Chincoteague Pony Swim. How do you get ready? Are you starting now?
Well, yeah, we're starting to talk about a few things already. We're, you know, kind of take this week just to cool off a little bit, but we have our general business meeting coming up in a couple of weeks, and we're already gonna, you know, talk about what went right, what went wrong, what we need to do. Should we do this differently? You know, can we do this better? You know, after 97 years, you kind of got things down pat.
Got the hang of it, sort of.
But yeah, kind of got the hang of it. But there's always something you could probably improve on or maybe do a little different. But, you know, what we're doing works.
You're looking at the 100th yet?
I am.
Yeah.
You know, being, you know, the PR right now and the marketing person, I'm looking at things to do, you know, for the 100th. This year, when the first night of Carnival, I had some shirts made, only 100 of them, and I just walked through the crowd and I just would toss them here and there, and, you know, I walk up to somebody and go like that, you know, just something to make people feel welcome and loved, and we're grateful that you're here. So I'm always looking at things like that to keep the public involved.
That's why you are the ambassador for Chincoteague Island, and we love having you here talking about your passion, what you love, and
you know, I tell a lot of people could go anywhere in the whole wide world and take their hard-earned money, their vacation time, and they could go anywhere, but they choose to come to Chincoteague, Delmarva area. And I'm appreciative of that. they could go anywhere, but they come here and they love it. And it's not just Chincoteague, they love the whole Eastern Shore and the Delmarva area, and it makes me feel so good that they want to be there and experience what we experience all year long. And as long as I've got breath in my body, I'm going to keep.
You're gonna be doing it.
I'm going to keep advocating for people to come to Chincoteague.
There you go. Denise, you're the best.
Thank you.
Denise Bowden, she's Public Relations Officer with the Chincoteague Volunteer Fire Company. You are the best. Can't wait for the 100th.